For a long time, I thought that confidence comes from achieving more. But after some time, I found out that that is really not true. That confidence comes from the relationship that you have with yourself. And usually what happens is that most people focus more on the achieving more aspect and wonder why they are not confident, wonder why they don't feel fulfilled. This is why, to help you solve this issue, I am going to be talking about how to build a better relationship with yourself. But before we get to that point, let me first introduce myself to my newcomers and say, welcome, my name is Olerato, the founder of Dreamers Elevation Network. This is a place where we teach you how to use your skills and your passion and help you turn them into a profitable business. And for my lovely comers, I say welcome, lovelies. Let us start today with today's topic. So the first thing that you can actually do in order to build a better relationship with yourself is to start listening to yourself. Most of the times we like to listen to what other people have to say without actually taking into consideration what we are actually saying or what our minds or what we want from ourselves, right? This is why it's important that you understand that listening to you is the most core thing, because only then can you know what you really want for you. Only by listening to yourself can you know what you really want, right? This is why I implore you to take some time and actually ask yourself some questions like, what do I want? What is bothering me? What can I do? Because only by doing that can you understand why maybe you might be feeling overwhelmed. Why do you feel sad? Because only by questioning yourself or by listening to yourself can you understand why certain things may be going wrong in your life. And I say this because most of the times people know what people want from them, but they don't know what they want. You understand? So by spending time with yourself, you can be able to understand what that is. Now, the second thing that you can do in order to keep a great or to have a better relationship with yourself is to keep small promises to yourself. We like to take this for granted, that you may have promised that I'm going to record my YouTube videos on a Saturday, every single Saturday. And you never keep that promise. You always postpone until it's the last day. Just by doing so, you are breaking those small promises. And at the end of the day, you wonder why you don't feel like there's someone to rely on, right? And the thing is, again, usually the people that we consider to be reliable are the people that consistently keep small promises that they make to us. So the same thing applies to you. If you want to rely on you, if you want to have that self-trust, you need to learn to be consistent about the things that you say you're going to do. If you say you're going to do this, then do that very thing. Only by doing that can you also feel like you're someone that can be trusted or someone you can rely on. The third thing that is really, really necessary for you to actually have a great relationship with yourself is to change the way you speak to yourself. Most of the time we speak to our friends, to our family with a lot of compassion, but we don't apply the same thing to ourselves. The way you speak to yourself is very cruel. You keep calling yourself, I'm so lazy, I'm such a failure, why can't I do this? I never achieve anything. Those type of words. And usually when you say these things to yourself, it's very cruel and it hurts you. You need to understand that you are also human. As much as you are speaking with compassion to other people and you don't want them to be hurt, you need to apply the same thing to yourself. The same love and care that you are applying to other people, you need to learn to put it also on yourself. So I challenge you to start speaking to yourself in a different way. Instead of saying I am lazy, instead of saying I will never achieve this, change it to I'm still learning. I'm still giving it my all. Even though I'm struggling, I'm still giving it my all. That I am trying here, but even though I'm not yet there, I'm gonna make it. You see, it's sort of the same, but there's a change of perspective. There's a lot of compassion in the statement that I just said. It's not being cruel. You're just, understanding that you're also human, that sometimes you are in a hard phase where now you really need a lot of love from yourself than from other people, because guess what? You won't always get that much love that you are giving out to people. You need to be the one to give yourself that much love so that you feel that, I don't know what to call it, so that you feel comforted and not alone. Because in a journey of success, there are parts where no one is gonna be there to comfort you. Now, when you have a great relationship with yourself and you have that compassion towards you, you'll be able to push along with that journey that you're in, because you know you got you. That's very important. The first thing that you can do in order to have a great relationship with yourself is to spend time with you without distractions. We are always distracted by social media, by notifications, by TV or television, right? When we are alone, there's those variables around us that doesn't allow us to actually just sit there with our thoughts, with the ideas that may come if it's just quiet, right? So this is where I challenge you that make it a habit to spend time with yourself without distractions. On those moments, I promise you, you'll be able to get great ideas. If not 5, if not 2, you might get at least the one idea, or you may get an inspiration to actually achieve that very thing that you've been working on. Those moments where now it's quiet, it is just you and your thoughts, you'll be able to know what can actually make you happy, because we can't always rely on other people to make us happy. But on those moments where you're just sitting there by yourself, you are able to have that moment of gratitude. You'll be able to have that moment where you realize that you have come really far and you have made it. Because when we are always distracted by social media, we start comparing ourselves with other people, we start watching TV, it takes our minds from actually focusing on us. So I challenge you that from now on, have those moments where now you are spending time with yourself. And you can do that by taking a walk. You can do that by journaling. Just by sitting there with your thoughts and jotting down whatever you are thinking, you'll be able to learn more about you than you have been in your entire life now. So try that. The fifth thing that you can do in order to have a great relationship with yourself is ask yourself better questions. I've been emphasizing that it's very important to have that quiet moment where now it's only you and your thoughts, right? On those moments, you need to also be asking yourself better questions. That is the only way you can have a good quality self-awareness, right? I encourage you and implore you that make sure that when you are sitting there by yourself, you ask questions that actually touch deep, that actually help you to really be honest with yourself. And this is actually the core part. As you're asking yourself these questions, don't lie to yourself, because lying to yourself won't do you any good. Only when you are honest with yourself can you be able to make progress. And note this, being honest, it doesn't mean being cruel. Get this. Being honest with yourself doesn't mean you being cruel. You can ask yourself questions that will require you to really open up without actually being rude to yourself, right? So I encourage you to actually focus on that. And again, if you don't know where to start in terms of the good questions that you can ask about yourself, I have created a free self-reflection PDF that you can utilize in order to learn deep about who you are, to understand where you want to be, to understand every single area of your life that maybe is lagging behind. So if you need that, there's a link in the description for that PDF. Just get it and use it however you feel like. Again, when you're using that PDF, I encourage you not to try to answer all those questions in one sitting. Just do it. You can answer just one section a day or 2 sections. Just take it one day at a time. Don't try to force yourself to answer all those things in one day, because it might get overwhelming. Remember, we are trying to form a great relationship with ourselves, and usually everything that is great cannot come from being rushed. You understand? Yes. So I want you to understand this. A better relationship with yourself doesn't happen overnight. It is done through small daily actions. It is done through listening to you. It is done through choosing the words that you can say to yourself or choosing how you speak to yourself. It is done through seeing what is really good in yourself or appreciating your efforts. That is something that you can do in order to have a great relationship with yourself. Now, in the comments, I would really like to know which one will you start with, or which one have you been practicing, or what you have been doing that has been delaying you from actually having a great relationship with yourself. And again, like I said, if you want to get that PDF, self-reflection PDF, to have a deeper relationship with yourself, I encourage you to download it on the link in the description. It's free. Yes, and also if you like this video, do press a like to show that you really loved it, and also subscribe to get more future videos like this, and also to press that bell button to get notified whenever I'm posting a new video. I hope you have a great relationship with yourself, and yes, I'll see you on my next one.